I'd wake up at like 7 a.m. for school. Then I would go to work, get home from work at like 11 p.m., repeat the cycle. How did I actually make it work? Where's the time for music? I have a song that now has 20 million streams.
There's a few things I thought about while I was in there, and I can actually relate it back to the Type B game and selling beats, so.
You want me to be honest, I don't even know if this is set up right or if it's on. It's not even fucking angled properly, but we're gonna just attempt it for this clip and then see how it goes. But it's a new day, it's Friday. I kind of look jacked in this shirt, not gonna lie. But I didn't record yesterday. I took my first day off from the series, and guess what? It was probably my least productive day musically for the week. I mean, I still got other real life shit done. But yeah, I took a rest day from the gym as well. So it was like, maybe I didn't get as much done as I thought. But we're just cooking up breakfast. But yeah, today we have what I think is a very important topic. You know, a lot of people DM me with the same complaint or question of, hey Seifel, I go to school, I go to college, I work a full-time job. How do you balance this shit? You know, not all of us are blessed to have all day, every day to work on music like you. And let me tell you, I actually went to school. You know, I'm not just some like high school dropout. I went to high school. I've worked my fair share of jobs. You know, I had a job at Sonic for a bit. I worked at Dairy Queen for a bit. I had a little gig at FedEx for a bit. Didn't like any of them, but I did them. I never had like a full office 9 to 5. I'll be very transparent. Who knows? Maybe I will one day, but at the current pace we're at, probably not. So yeah, I can't fully relate to that, but I can relate to having to wake up early to go to school, having to leave school directly to go to practice. I was in a couple sports. I was never a good athlete. I just did them because my parents wanted me to like do something and not be like the failure who did nothing. But look at me now, I'm pretty successful. And I would have to leave practice early to go to work. So it'd be like, I'd wake up at like 7 a.m. for school, all back to back. I'm still not home. I'm not coming home in between practice, you know. Then I would go to work, get home from work at like 11 p.m., repeat the cycle. I did that most days, you know, some days I had off from work, you know. But literally it was so bad that while I was going from work or from practice to work, I would have no time. I would get dressed for work while on the road. So at one stop sign, I take off my shirt. At the next, I put the next shirt on. I'd have to change pants while driving. So I'd have to like take my shoes off. I don't know how I didn't fucking crash, but that's how tight my schedule was. And guess what? Still made progress musically. Matter of fact, this is when I actually started to get my first ever big placements. I have a song that now has 20 million streams. It really got me solidified in that kind of scene. It was a genre called aesthetic rap. I was like one of the biggest producers at the time. So if I had such a busy schedule, how did I actually make it work? You know, where's the time for music? For me, it was weekends. If music's the number one thing you want to do in your life, you're gonna have to find time no matter what. You're not gonna make it your number one priority, so you're gonna have to cut out other things. You know, realistically, if I was more of the man I'm supposed to be, I probably would have sat my parents down and told them, like, I don't want to do these sports. Like, I'm not doing these. You guys put me in these just because you didn't want me to be, like, a fucking failure child. I probably would have just quit them, and I would have just used that time to grind music. So, did I dislike them? No. But it was still just, like, that wasn't my main priority. I was never going to be an athlete. I'll just say that. You know, some people are going to be like, oh, but what if I do really like this? Then it's like, you have to be willing to make some type of sacrifice. Stop going out on the weekend. Stop doing this. Stop doing that. Or even better, just wake up a little bit earlier. Metro Boomin, I said this in the last video, Metro Boomin would wake up early before school to make beats. I remember hearing him say that in like some type of interview. And look where he is now. He wouldn't have been there if he wasn't waking up early and making the time for it. He forced the time. He was given these circumstances which weren't in his favor. You know, he probably had a job as well and he had school, so he made it happen. He woke up early. He probably stayed up late. You know, he made it work. But something I said in yesterday's episode, if you didn't see that, I really recommend you go watch it. Actually, by now, it was a couple episodes ago now. But the episode that went live on YouTube at the time of recording this yesterday was episode 3. We talked about routine. All the top producers follow a routine. Something I said in there was like, yes, you need to prioritize music. You need that to be your main thing. But you shouldn't fully disregard the other aspects of your life. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'll catch you guys up in a bit with a little bit more wisdom, but we're going to talk about how to balance music with the rest of your life. Because I made it work, and I'm tired of hearing people cope with like, oh, I have work, it's too difficult. You can 100% make it work. All these other people made it work, I made it work, you can make it work. So that's kind of the point of today's video.
If I had to guess, you likely have a couple days per week that are fully open, that you don't have work or school or whatever on. And then even on those days that you do have work, school, or whatever, you probably could wake up earlier, stay up later. There's at least an hour or two you can find some time for. It's not supposed to be easy. It's definitely going to be harder. You're definitely going to have to make a lot of sacrifices. But if you do truly want to do this, I think your main priority should be trying to get, even on those busy days, 1 hour of music done, which is what I did not do when I was in high school. I just kind of sucked it up and I would only work on the weekends, which was definitely detrimental, but I still made it work even with that. But if you want to do it the right way, I would try and get an hour in, wake up a little bit early on those weekdays. And on the weekends, when you have free time, you literally just have to make that the main focus all day. Like, you just have to get up and fucking grind, because you got to make up for the lost time. That's 5 days out of the week you didn't get to get shit done. So you got to make it up in the next 2 days. You're going to have to do a lot. Because let me tell you this, and this is what you need to understand. The market, the algorithm, all that, they don't give a shit about what you got going on in life. It sucks, but they don't give a shit about how you feel, how busy you are, what you got planned. It doesn't fucking matter. Life keeps moving on. New producers are going to keep uploading beats. So if you're not able to keep up with it, you're just going to get drowned out and forgot about. There's always somebody new coming in, and they could take your spot at any moment. So that's why you have to stay on top of the shit, no matter how you feel, no matter what you got going on. A lot of you make trap beats. Trap beats are really easy to make. You can make 7 beats in like 14 hours. Maybe we could round up to 20 hours, per week. That's only like a couple hours per day. If you do an hour per day for those like first 5 days of the week, that's 5 hours. Now you see to find 15 hours in 2 days, which is just like 2 regular work days, 2 like 8-hour blocks. So I know that sounds like a lot, but like, if you wanted me to actually break it down into hours, that's how you could do it. And that's rounding up as well. You could probably make a week's worth of beats in less than 20 hours, probably closer to 14 or even 10 hours. So making beats, there should be no excuse, is the point I'm trying to make. Now, on top of that, I want to tell you a bit about my situation, because I'm now in a situation where I just get to do music all day. I don't have anything else going on. And what I've noticed consistently for the past couple months is that the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, are always my 3 least productive days of the week. And that's because I fall into what I like to call weekend mentality, as pretty much all the masses treat life. They work during the week and then they just go party on the weekends. And it's like, that's fine, but we never wanted to be like the masses. We wanted to be better than the masses. So you're going to have to do things a little bit different than the masses. And if you didn't see episode 3, obviously I talk about like there's a time and place for everything. So you get to enjoy life eventually. But when you're in this period of like, you really want to grow, you're going to have to make the sacrifices, because people are always like, what about friends? What about this? If I'm just working all day, it's not going to be fun. And first off, if your work isn't fun, you're doing the wrong work. Pick a different industry to get into. 2, there's a time and place for everything. Once you've made the progress, that's when then it's way easier to maintain your success than it is to grow. So, if you're just maintaining, it takes way less time per day to do this stuff. And that's when you can have a more balanced life of consistently having a good social life, doing all the things you want to do, picking up all those side hobbies. But when you really want to grow as a music producer, you do have to just kind of like go all in on it. So that's kind of my take on it. I've been personally trying to not fall into weekend mentality. I think a great thing I've been doing is just waking up and making music first thing, like I said in episode 3 as well. So I did that today, and then vlogging as well has really helped me. So that's kind of phase 1 of this, is balancing your music life with your work life or school life. The second part of it is balancing your music life with your social life. I'm going to be completely honest with you, I don't go out that much, and it's kind of by choice, but it's also like I do wish I went out more. That's kind of just like the circumstances I'm in. Once I leave my hometown, I keep talking about this move I'm gonna make in a few months. I don't want to like announce it yet, just because I'm still trying to figure shit out. But once I make this move, I definitely think all aspects of my life will improve, in terms of the money I'm making, the business, the people I surround myself with, my social life, my health, my fitness, all that. Everything's just going to completely get way better. So that's why I'm very excited for this move. But at the current moment, that is probably the area I struggle in the most. But I do try and do something at least once a week. So tonight might be that night I do that. So that's part of the reason I front load my week with all of my heavy work as well. So, we got the beats done, we got the content done. So then, I can have 1 or 2 days on the weekend where I do go out, but in the morning, I still get my music work done. So you see, I'm not just fully disregarding music for the day. So music's always going to come first. If I slacked off earlier in the week and then somebody wanted to hang out tonight, I I would have to say no just because, I have to make up for it. But that's why we get all the heavy shit out of the way. Music always comes first, and that allows time to do all this other stuff. So you have to structure your life in a way that music comes first. And it's not going to be easy, like I said, especially if you have all these other responsibilities. But you're going to have to either cut stuff out, wake up earlier, make more time for it. But the moral of the story, the lesson of today is that it's possible no matter what your circumstances are. It's definitely not going to be easy. So yeah, today's agenda, I just got to finish up editing episode 4. That's going live in a few hours. So I hate putting it like last minute like this, but I didn't finish it last night. There's just a couple things I had to do. And then probably even like make some loops. Still got plenty of time left in the day. Hopefully I can get all of that done. Also want to hit a workout, so I'm just going to start, grind out episode 4, make the thumbnail, get that scheduled in on YouTube, and then from there we can see where we want to go. Took a little break from the editing, and I see an artist who says, "We got one," and he's verified, decent amount of followers, but he's followed by some like genuinely famous artists. I won't say who, but one of them was on XXL. So this guy might be a big deal. I'm trying to find his monthly listeners right now because that will probably say a lot. Maybe something big's about to happen. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes, but just a little update. We also sold another unlimited lease overnight, which is awesome. I don't announce every sale in these videos. I'm selling my fair share of like MP3 leases, wave leases here and there. But it's always nice to see like an unlimited sale just because like it's worth like 3 wave leases. I think 5 MP3s. I don't know the math on that, but that's just like a nice little chunk of money. Sell a few of those a week, you're in pretty good shape. Plus all the other leases, it adds up and you're at like a really good spot. So another I think it was like a 6-month-old beat that just sold that lease. So again, the power of type beats. I'll say it every video. You put your type beat up, you'll leave it on YouTube, and then it just continues to make money forever. Even ones with not crazy views, like they just continue to grow somehow. And like I'll sell leases on beats that have less than 1,000 views. It's crazy. Just keep that in mind. Use that as motivation, inspiration to continue your channel. So it is the day after the previous clip. It's now Saturday, and it's pretty ironic because the whole idea of this video was, how to balance music with, your social life, your work life, school life. And then I was talking about, don't fall into the weekend mentality. Don't get lazy on the weekends. And I pretty much didn't record all day. I still got some stuff done, editing, stuff like that. But yeah, I kind of did fall into the weekend mentality. But let me tell you why. I ended up going out with some of my friends, and I wasn't originally planning on doing that. If I already knew this in advance, if I knew I was going out, usually what I'll do is I'll just wake up earlier and do more music during the day, because you got to understand the sacrifice you're making when you go out. I'm not saying you can't have fun, but I'm just saying like you got to understand like you're now taking this time away, because it goes into the next day. Because like this morning I woke up, I was super tired, and I just fucking scrolled TikTok this morning, and yeah, bad start to the day already. But that's kind of like, you got to understand, like when you're doing that, you got to understand that's the sacrifice you're making. Now obviously I already got most of the work done earlier in the week, as you saw in the previous episodes, so it wasn't that big of a hit, and that's why I was able to do that, and it's still not like that big of a deal. Now the reason I am kind of mad about it is because I didn't even fucking have fun. Like, okay, it was all right, I wasn't miserable, but like it wasn't that fun. And as you guys know by now, I say it in a lot of the videos, I live in Connecticut, and I have a very negative opinion about my hometown. I don't like it. I always struggle to have fun here. So, that's one of my own personal problems I have to work on. But like, if I went out last night and I had a great time and it was so fun, then it would be like, okay, cool, that was worth it. But, I didn't have that much fun. I'm like, is it really even fucking worth it? Like, I feel like I'm just wasting my time at that point. Like, I'm going out for what? Like, I could have just stayed in, done my normal routine, and it's like, I enjoy my normal routine. So it's like, if I was able to go out and have fun, then that would be a different story. But that's kind of where I'm at now. So, that's what I got to work on, Obviously, I keep talking about this big move I have in May. I'll be moving out of the hometown. Everything should get better. I'm honestly just hyped for that. Just waiting until that. But yeah, for now it's almost like, do I even like want to go out in the future, or do I like just keep fucking locking in? It's like, that's a question I have to ask myself, because I do think it's important to have all areas of your life improve, your business work, your music work, your health, your fitness, and then also like your social life. But at the same time, it's like I'm not enjoying the things I'm doing. You know, I got a group of friends and stuff, but like, you know, like going out and all that, it's at least here, you know, when I travel, it's quite fun, but like at least here, it's not enjoyable. So that's just kind of what I've been thinking about. This morning or last night, I went out and just put in my Discord as asking questions. Tomorrow, we're going to film a Q&A video for 5K subs. So, you know, if you missed that, that's why you want to be in the Discord. I'm giving opportunities like that. And just overall, even when I'm not doing stuff like that, all the boys in there, we're all just giving advice to each other, helping each other out. So it's always a good time in there. So you definitely want to check that out. I did sell some beat leases while I was out. So I was like, okay, the night paid for itself. So it's like, that's fun. But that was probably the highlight of my night, to be honest, was the fact that I just sold a lease on a beat. And it was a beat I made a couple weeks ago. So that was always nice to see. But you might be wondering, like, why am I driving right now? Usually my day goes, you know, wake up, get the music work done, do some other stuff, go to the gym. And it's pretty early on in the day. And when I have like a really bad morning, like I said, I just kind of woke up and scrolled on TikTok. The way I snap myself out of it is just go to the gym early. If I have to leave my house, you know, at least leave your house to go do something. Because, you know, I could say to myself like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just go work on music, but then it'll never happen. I'll just continue to scroll. So if I have like somewhere to physically leave my house and go to, and it's like it gets me in the zone. So, you know, I'll hit this workout, I'll go home, and then I'll probably get to work on some music stuff for the day. So I'm very grateful to be in a position where I can just kind of like yap about my own life and what's going on, and you guys watch it. So, you know, I'm gonna continue to keep doing these because they seem to be doing all right for now. So I'll just keep giving you guys some advice in there, sprinkle some advice, some words of wisdom, but also talk about what I got going on. So I hope you guys are enjoying this format, and I'll keep it up in the future. That was an interesting lift. There's a few things I thought about while I was in there, and I can actually relate it back to the Type B game and selling beats. So, you know, first off, you know, I'm just happy that I took action today. You know, I woke up, I was not feeling it. It also snowed this morning. It was weird. I went to bed, not a single drop of snow on the ground. Wake up, everything's white. And then by the time I got out of my rut and decided to go to the gym, it rained, and then all the snow's disappeared. It's starting to snow a bit again, but it was just weird how that worked. But it snowed this morning, which really even more set the scene of like, I don't want to leave the house. I'm just going to sit here. But, you know, when I'm feeling a rut like that, the best thing to do is to take action. Even if you end up having a shit workout, even if you don't make the best beat, it's just taking action is what's always helped me the best. So for me, I really have to like actually physically leave my house when I get into ruts like that. Like I can't be in my bed. I have to go, and I can't be anywhere near it. So that's why when I'm in a rut, I go to the gym. And, you know, in terms of the gym, you know, I've been looking at myself in the mirror. I've been dropping weight, which I'm actually trying to gain weight right now. But weirdly, even though I'm dropping weight, which is, again, the wrong thing, I look like fatter. Like, I look less lean than I did. So it's like, just, I feel like I'm moving backwards in terms of my gym progress. And that was making me feel really bad. But I just remembered overall, if I just keep staying consistent, I just keep hitting workouts, that over time, I'm just going to keep looking better. You know, there's always ups and down periods. And that's the same with selling beats. You know, maybe your channel is going to be at a down period at a certain time, but eventually if you just keep staying consistent, keep showing up every day, it's gonna go up. So, you know, if you look at the graph, the analytics short term, you know, it might look like this. It might go down and then a little bit up and then down, but overall, if you really scroll out all through your entire life over the years, it looks like a straight line. So you only see those down periods when you really zoom in and look at it. So that's just a little lesson I have for you guys today, because, you know, I was feeling bad about my gym progress, but overall I know that if I keep doing the right things and showing up, putting in the work, then I'm just gonna continue to grow and get stronger and get bigger. Just like in the beats game, if I keep showing up, making good beats every day, keep improving my beats, then over time the views are gonna go up, the sales are gonna go up. So, you know, it looks like this right now, you know, things are going down maybe, but over time it's gonna look like this. So other than that, I guess I'll tell you a bit about what I've been doing for the past day and a half that I decided not to record because I got lazy. You know, I just did the typical editing stuff like that. So, you know, I was still a little bit productive. Didn't really get many loops done this week, which is unfortunate because that was another big focus, but at least we got the reels because that was one of the things I really wanted to get done. I just spent some time. I got on a call with one of my producer friends, one of my artist friends, and we just cooked up on there, you know. I can make a whole different video about this, and I will make a whole different video about this, but I think building relationships is the best thing you can do. So, you know, I have these producer and artist friends who, at this point, are some of the closest people in my life. You know, if we all lived in the same area, then they would definitely be the closest people in my life, I would say so. And, you know, we just, you know, chat it up, we make songs, and I think the music comes out way better once you have like a real, like, genuine relationship with the artists and producers you work with. So, you know, that was fun. That was, you know, I don't include that in like my main grind of like, you know, this is what I got to do, because it's more of like a side project for me. Obviously, I want my artists to do well and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, I'm focused on my business as well. So, you know, I try to manage both, but at the end of the day, my stuff comes first. But, you know, I just had that free time at night, so, you know, we got on, it was fun, we made a pretty good song. I think that's gonna drop probably around this summer, so that'll be in a while, but it was just fun to get on. So that's what I've been doing, and I think that's what we're gonna wrap it up here. I gave some good advice today, kind of talked about what I've been going through. Tomorrow we're gonna do the 5K sub Q&A, so I've already got questions from you guys. I'm sorry if you missed the time for the questions, but that's gonna be it today. Click here to watch another video. I'll see you guys in the next one.